1957, Aston Villa last lifted the FA Cup. Eric Houghton's Aston Villa side in front of 99,000 football fans beat Manchester United 2-1. It was McParland with the goals. Johnny Dixon lifted the cup, and we haven't lifted it since. It's been far too long, Villa fans. We have reached the final in 2000 and we lost to Chelsea. We reached the final in 2015 and lost to Arsenal. I absolutely love the FA Cup, and I would love nothing more than to see Aston Villa lift the FA Cup. Unai Emery is at the helm at Aston Villa now, an elite manager and a maestro at winning cup competitions. We know that Unai Emery, main aim at Aston Villa is to get us into Europe and also win a trophy with Aston Villa. So it's imperative that we go as strong as possible to win this trophy this season. Can we do it, Villa fans? Let me know in the comment section down below. But the FA Cup, it's stories, it's magical. Anything can happen. Let's do it, Villa fans. Let's win the FA Cup. Stevenage stand in our way in our first round of the FA Cup this season. Stevenage are managed by Steve Evans, the former Leeds manager. He's managed Crawley, Gillingham, and they're currently sitting second in League Two. It's going to be a tough game, Villa fans. It's not going to be easy. They play some really nice football, and it's going to be a difficult game. Aston Villa have to be on top of their game, and we have to do the basics right, and we have to move the ball quickly. So let's have a look at how Stevenage are going to line up. They're going to play 3-5-2. Danny Rose up top is a really good player. Their average positions for their last game looked like this. I think number 15 may have to stay around that area. I think they're going to have to sit in with a low block because I think Villa are going to have majority of the ball. I think it's going to be a counter-attacking plan from Stevenage. I think they're going to look to try and hit us on the break, set pieces, free kicks, corners, anything like that. There'll be a danger from. They're predominantly attacked down the left and the right-hand side. And like I say, they're sitting in second place in League Two, and not far off the top, and a couple of points above third place as well. So the FA Cup, like I said, it's magical. It's got a good feel to it, hasn't it? Whenever you go to an FA Cup game, whenever you think about the FA Cup, it just gives you that little warm feeling of football nostalgia. I remember as a kid growing up, you'd stick the TV on, first round proper, and it would be on all day, and there'd be the balloons, there'd be the buzz, there'd be all the interviews from fans before the game, and it was just had that real nice feel to it. It's kind of lost that over the years, but I think it is kind of getting that feel back. I think everybody knows the importance of the FA Cup, so I do feel like it has got that feel to it. And, think of the Stevenage fans, coming to Villa Park. They're going to be buzzing. They're going to be optimistic of an upset. They're going to be coming to a Premier League ground and a stadium, and they're going to absolutely be loving life. It's going to be loud on their front as well. So I think that's epitomised what the FA Cup's all about. You see the fans with the tin foil. There's always one of them knocking about. Someone's always rustled one of them up. So I think I just love the FA Cup. I love the vibe of it. I love the feel of it. And I think for Villa fans, it's just been far too long. It's been far too long that we've ever took a trophy that serious. And I just really want us to stamp our authority, and it is a luck of the draw. It's luck of the draw who you get in the next round. We have to avoid. I'm not even going to mention who we have to avoid because we get them so often. But yeah, so it's important that you get the nice draws, keep the lower league sides ticking over, and then sort of land at Wembley in a semi-final or a final and do the job. But I think the good thing for Villa is now we've got a manager who knows how to win trophies. He's got 3 Europa Leagues. He's won everything in France. He's won cup competitions, and he's played in the big games, and he knows how to. I think he knows how to pave a path to a final. I think he knows how serious to take it. I think we was unlucky against Manchester United last round in the cup. We posed them massive problems, but I think it was just a game too early for us in the Carabao Cup. But I expect us to go as strong as we possibly can. So let's have a look at how I feel like Aston Villa are going to line up against Stevenage in the FA Cup. So you can go ahead and do your teams on our website, utvpodcast.co.uk. We will be going with 4-4-2. That's how we play. That's our formation. That's our system. But we're going to go in goal. We're going to stick with Olsen. A little bit unfortunate to be dropped for Emi Martinez, but I think Martinez, World Cup winner and number one goalkeeper, you have to go with Robin Olsen all day long for this game. We will go with centre-backs now. Ideally, there's areas of the pitch where I'd like to rest players, and there's areas where we need to be strong. Central defence, I think we need to keep one of Mings and Konsa, and I'm going to stick with Mings. We know that Mings is integral to Aston Villa defending on set pieces. He's always the free man. He's first contact. So any set pieces, it's important that Mings always has first contact because he's so good in the air. Stevenage are going to look to hit Villa on the counter, but they're also going to look to be strong from set pieces. Steve Evans, the Stevenage manager, has been around the block. He's one of those managers that will love coming to Villa Park. He'll want to do a job on Villa, and he'll have them right up for it. And set pieces are one of the ways in which they can try and hurt Aston Villa. So with that in mind, I'm going to stick with Tyrone Mings in central defence for that reason. And partnering Mings, we're going to go with Jan Bednarek. It'll be nice to see Bednarek get some minutes. Augustinson is going to start. I think his little cameo against Wolves was really good. And we're going to go with Matty Cash as well. Ashley Young needs a rest, needs a break. He needs 5 minutes. He needs to gather his thoughts and go again. So Young is going to get a little bit of a rest from me, and we're going to go with Matty Cash. I think that's a solid back five for this game. Another area where I'd like to rest a player is in the double pivot. I think Dougie Luiz came off against Spurs, came off against Wolves. He needs a little bit of a rest, I think. So we're going to go holding in this game. We are going to go with Callum Chambers. He's played the number 6 before. So we'll go with Callum Chambers in this game. And partnering Chambers is where I am not sure. Now, we know that Sanson gets mentioned every single time. We need to play Sanson. We need to see what Sanson's all about. I feel like Sanson will be off in this window or the next window. Sanson does make the match day squad under Unai Emery, but he is always an unused substitute. So, do we feel like Sanson is going to get a game or not? Can Sanson play in a double pivot? I'm not too sure. I think... the question I'm going to say is to myself, do I want to rest Luiz and Kamara for the Leeds game, which is going to be massive with the way that Leeds play, Leeds press? Yes. Double pivot, Kamara and Luiz don't play in this game for me. So what are the options? So we've got Dendoncker as well. So Dendoncker is going to play in the double pivot with Chambers. We're going to go with Buendia needs a break. I think Coutinho needs some minutes still. So we'll go Coutinho in this position here. We're going to go with, on the left-hand side, we will go with... We're going to go with Sanson. We're going to go with Sanson in that area. I feel like we need to utilise the squad. There's certain players that need a rest. So we're going to go with Coutinho. We're going to go with Sanson. I think that's strong enough. I think the double pivot. I think that double pivot's strong. I think that's really strong, to be fair. And it's all about Sanson and Coutinho getting on the ball as well. I mean, Sanson does need minutes anyway, whether he's going to stay or go. We're going to go with Danny Ings up top. I think his goal against Wolves was brilliant. Again, he just needs some minutes. And in this position here, we don't have a graphic for him, but we're going to go with Caden Young. So Caden Young will be able to drift out wide, and we're gonna go with Caden Young. I want to see Caden Young from the start. I think he as well has been involved in the matchday squad as well. So I think that's a solid lineup for Stevenage. Hopefully, Jacob Ramsey's on the bench and he can come on and get some minutes as well. I don't think you'd want to risk Ramsey from the start. So I think Ramsey could potentially be on the bench. You could have Ings, Buendia, Bailey on the bench. So there's a lot of creativity to come off the bench as well. So that would be my side, Villa fans. Let me know who you would go for in your side. I think that's strong enough, more than strong enough to beat Stevenage. So my score prediction for this game, I am going to go with a 3-0 Villa win. We'll see goals from Ings and Coutinho and a header from Mings. So that would be my score prediction. 3-0 to Aston Villa. Can't wait to be back at B6. Love the FA Cup. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Drop this video a like and drop your thoughts in the comment section as well. Up the Villa.